What's good, guys? This is James bringing you an updated deck profile for my ABC deck list I had on the channel not too long ago, right at the end of the year. This is just going to be an update for where I have been, what I've been messing with in the format now that it's kind of shaken out a little bit. The meta's kind of been more solidified, and the top decks have kind of started to show themselves after the ban list, so yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it here. I'll start with the easy stuff, the stuff we don't change. We have the, the ABC pieces. We don't cut these. We just play 3 of each for that max consistency. You really want to open with 1 to make your strongest lines work, so that's why we have those. Pretty easy. Union Hanger is your combo starter. You have to have those. We have Terraforming as the 4th one. I've been playing Set Rotation now, which is some tech I picked up on. And your Set Rotation card can kind of be whatever you want. Like your extra tutor. You can kind of be whatever. I've been playing Summon Breaker. I've also been trying out Mystic Mine. It can be kind of either of these, depending on what you like in the meta. Mystic Mine is good against a very narrow subset of decks, and I also don't like that if I give my opponent a Mystic Mine with a set rotation, I'm really required to go off and make sure I make an ABC that turn in order to get rid of it. Otherwise, I'm just going to get boned by my own Mystic Mine. But the Mystic Mine can also be helpful for getting out of a lot of spots, too. Like just having it in your hand, because you really just want this extra field card that you search with set rotation to be something you don't mind drawing too much. Like, it's going to be a little bit of a brick, but, as long as it still has some use. Like, Mystic Mine, if you open it and you're going second against, like, a crazy board, you can play it, and it can potentially stall you until you can get to a win yourself. Summon Breaker is really good for putting on the table, if you're going first, you can search it out and then play it, and it's just, like, an extra disruptive piece that your opponent has to play through, and it doesn't really affect our deck too much, because we can just, we can kill our opponent on the crackback with just 2 summons, because we can just tag out our ABC Dragon Buster, make like a Voral Sword, and then go back into an ABC, and that's just 2 summons, then we can kill them on the crackback. So it can kind of be whatever, either of these, or if you have some other spicy tech you want to play, it can be whatever. You just need another card to search with your set rotation. Then we have the unauthorized reactivations. We don't want to leave home without 3 of these either. This is just super, super, super important for setting up your combo. It's just like, it's like a ghetto Union Hanger, but it also can interact with our opponent, because all the ABC cards don't stop a piece of interaction from our opponent depending on which one we equip, so this can be a lifesaver in a ton of spots. Like, if your opponent goes to Imperm, you're like Union Carrier, you go, okay, in response, unauthorized, play Sea Crush Wyvern on it, and now I get my effect. So this card is crazy good. You have to play 3 of them. It's just way too good. Union Driver, I don't leave home without 2. It can brick, but, you have to have 1 in your deck in order for it to function the way that it needs to function, because it gets around your summon restriction on Union Hanger, because you'll go, where Union Hanger you go? You'll, like, Union Hanger, find a piece, play it, and then equip the piece with the Union Driver, and then remove the Union Driver from play, and they will... Then you can go find another piece, and you can summon it immediately. So it gets around the Union Hanger and unauthorized reactivation restriction there. It's really, really important. You have to have the Union Driver in your deck, so that's why we're playing 2. Galaxy Soldier just has great synergy with the deck, and then we have the Photon Orbital to go with it. We can tutor the Photon Orbital out of our deck with Union Carrier, and then Union Carrier equip it to itself with the Photon Orbital, pitch the Photon Orbital, go get a Galaxy Soldier, and then you've got yourself an easy little combo extender or Cyber Dragon Infinity right off the deck there. So really important. If these are also this is getting reprinted really soon too, the Photon Orbital, so it's going to be a lot cheaper to get for the deck too. So that's going to be really important if you're picking up the deck new. Then we just got some of our flex slots I like to play. I recently added the Monster Reborn. I was a little lower on it in the older list, back when I was playing a lot more combo heavy, because it is a little bit of a brick in the opener. It can be used as an extender, but it can also just be used as a backup now that the format's gone a lot more control heavy. We can just use this as kind of a backup, like grab another ABC out of our graveyard or whatever our opponent's good card is or whatever. It's Monster Reborn. Upstart Goblin for that max consistency. I always like to play it if I can find the room for it. And then Heavy Mech Support Armor is really, really nice as a grind piece for those games that go longer, because you can just normal summon him, ideally grab back like either a B to tutor your deck, or you can grab a Assault Core, bring back a Assault Core after the normal summon, and then link these off for a link 2, trigger the A, and then bring back the Heavy Mech Support Armor to your hand, and then you can just do it again next turn. So it's just kind of like infinite link 2s, which is incredible. The matchups that you have to play actual Yu-Gi-Oh! In, this card is insane. So I like to have just one, and it's so easy to find out of your deck. The Bee-Buster Drake finds it, the Union Hanger finds it. It's just kind of free. It pitches to, it pitches to your Galaxy Soldier too, so it really doesn't clunk that hard, and it can get you out of so many spots. So I really like having that. Nitty gritty here. The hand traps, you can kind of play whatever suits you best and suits your meta the best, but this is just what I found is the most effective in the current format. We've got 2 Ash Blossom, she's obviously insane. 2 Droll and Lockbird, because there's so much Drytron right now, and this card just shuts them down instantly. But only playing 2 because it can be a little dead in some matchups, so we're just playing the 2 and siding the 3rd one. And then we have the 3 Impermanents, which are just, crazy good cards on their own. You can interact from the hand or set them, so they're good going first or second. And then we have Solemn Strike. So this card is... I've started leaning into a little bit of a heavier trap focus in the deck. Originally I was playing, instead of these Drolls, I had these Drolls in the side, and then I had 2 Solemn Strike and then 2 Manhunt in here, which I don't know if I have my copy of Manhunt around me. Or Crackdown, whatever they call it. They had 2 copies of Crackdown instead. So this card was really good for... this card's kind of good against Drytron because you can use it just kind of like if they start with a Vanity's Ruler, you can just yoink it, and then they can't play the game anymore. And it's useful going first against a ton of decks. It's not the best against like Virtual World, because Virtual World can just set up their gate and pop it, but you could still theoretically like take a True King if you can make, if you can get the gate off the table or whatever. It's kind of hard, but... So I was playing a little bit of a heavier trap focus, but right now I'm just doing this. But the Solemn Strike is still really good in the current format. There's just so many things that stops, and the fact that the format's so slow means you can start playing these really powerful traps instead. So this deck is going, it's less of a really fast combo route like I had before, and instead we're doing more of a tempo-oriented plan where we can go combo fast if our opponent doesn't have anything, but if they disrupt us, we can instead just kind of like, set our row, play out a couple of guys that like get value if they die or whatever, and then just like try and combo off the next turn, because we can counterpunch whatever they're doing with some disruption, make sure they can't kill us, and then we can try again on the next turn. So that's what I've been kind of trying. Again, if your local meta is less, or whatever meta you're expecting is less like focused on the like upper echelon of the format, you can replace the Drolls with like some more Crackdowns or like Solemns or, Ice Dragon's Prison, whatever you want, whatever powerful back row you want. It's because Drytron is becoming so insanely popular, I wanted these in the main. So that's our interaction lineup. And then we have the very last portion of the deck, which is something I'm really undecided on. I'm really on the fence. You can either play... I'm either running Cyframe, or I'm playing Desires and an extra trap card, and I really can't decide what version is better. So I figured I'd just talk about both. It's really minor kind of flex slot in the deck, just 4, obviously, and this trap can kind of be whatever you want. I just added Solemn Strike as an example. But the Cyframes are really good, obviously, for you're going second, to protect yourself. But the pots are really good going first because you can do full combo. You play 3 of all your pieces for the most part. So even if you have to pop them before you combo, you can, just do it, and it's relatively safe. It's still a little risky, obviously, but if you do full combo, then do Desires after, you've thinned your deck a whole ton, so you'll probably hit a couple of traps or, a hand trap, some disruption to help add to your board. Or at least refill your hand for your Buster, which can be important sometimes. But the Gamma is really nice because it pitches. You can always pitch it to the Galaxy Soldier, which is awesome. I really like when my pieces can go into, Galaxy Soldier food, because you can always, that's why I played Ghost Ogre in the last build. But yeah, your mileage may vary. This does mean this means you have to play an extra brick, which the deck already plays a lot of bricks with like Union Driver and stuff like that. So your mileage may vary. It's really personal taste and your personal meta. I've been flip-flopping back and forth a ton. And if you don't main the side frames, you definitely side them anyway. So this also frees up a ton of sideboard slots. So your mileage may vary. It just depends on what you want to do. Right now, I'm playing the Psy-Frames, but I have really liked the Desires version as well. Really torn. I flip-flop on it back and forth. I was thinking of doing a video with just this, and then a video with just this, but I've been flip-flopping so much, I really can't decide. So this is just kind of up to you, what you want to do with your last couple of slots there. We'll get into the extra deck really quick. We got our 3 ABCs. Some people only play 2 because they're like, yeah, you just have to do 1 and then tag it out and then make another one, you can kill them, which is, fine in its own right, but some games you have to really actually play the game, and having that third Buster can be a lifesaver, especially against like Eldritch. Eldritch is super popular, and this is your best card against them because you can just use it to banish their Golden Lords over and over, but they can also interact with it. So the third Buster is really helpful. Just kind of a blessing that we got that on the last list. Emerald, I would always play Emerald in this deck. We make rank 4s really easily, and having that grind power, again, really important. This also, funnily enough, I realized you can bring back your Psy-Frame driver if it ends up in the graveyard, but that's not really a key interaction piece, but it can happen. Emerald, then we'll go into, we got our Cyber Dragon Nova that just facilitates the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Union Carrier, this is a staple, you have to play this. This sets up all of our lines in the deck, which I'll go over some later in the video. IP Masquerena, this is super important for your Dragon Buster, because your Dragon Buster can tag out on your opponent's turn. And then you can like pop a, Karma Cut a thing with this, chain Masquerena, chain the Buster, and then the chain resolves in reverse order. The Buster goes away. You get all your pieces. You Masquerena up, and then you can Masquerena up into like a Link 4 or like a Unicorn or something and interact with them further. So this is really important as well. This is that. Our win cons, we have like a Boral Sword, because we make Boral Sword really easily in this deck. Then we also have Appaloosa, which is one of the best things to make off of IP Masquerena. Because the Buster sets us up perfectly for the Appaloosa, and IP's insane with Boral Sword too. So these cards are just both really good. We make Link 4s really easily. Platinum Gadget is kind of our backup for Union Carrier. We don't have any gadgets in the main, which is another thing you could play. I was playing it in my old list, but I ended up cutting them for some extra tech slots, but you could play like 1 or 2 gadgets as combo extenders as well. Nightmares as our interactive pieces, really important. And then we have just kind of a couple of rank 4s. You can play whatever you want. I've got Dugarez right now. I've messed around with so many different rank 4s in this deck. It's kind of dumb how many different ones I've messed with. Like, I think I have a whole bunch of them right here. Like, you can do, like, Gear Gigant, you can do Minerva, you can do Tornado Dragon, Baguska, the Utopias. You can do kind of just so many different things, right? These are just kind of up to you. Abyss Dweller is just kind of always relevant, so I like to have Abyss Dweller in there. Dugarez is just kind of like my spicy tech, but this is the one I mess around with the most. I've also been using like Castle. Castle's really good because it discards 2 material off of it to then get them in the graveyard immediately, so that you can then just go into Buster after interacting with them. So that's really nice. You could technically play like Omega if you wanted to go if you're playing the Psy-Frames, but there isn't really a ton of opportunities for opponents to use Omega or to use Gamma on our turn, because the only time we really have to get our opponents to like ash us when we don't have a monster in play is with like Hanger or Terraforming, and that's pretty much it. I guess like Upstart, but like what idiot's gonna do that? So if they ash your Hanger, they're probably a bad player, because you're not supposed to do that. Because you have 9 pieces. You'll probably have another one in your hand. So if they're a player that's going to ash your Union Hanger, you're probably going to beat them anyway. But so you don't need the Psy-Frame or Omega to beat them. You could also do like Lambda if you're playing the Psy-Frames, which Lambda was a card that I really liked too if you're playing the Psy-Frame package. So these last couple of slots you can kind of do so many different things with. I was also playing for a little bit. I can't find it, but the Invoked Macabre, here we go. Invoked Macabre works too, because if you see a lot of Invoked in your meta, you can... Well, first of all, this gives you a little bit of protection for your Cyber Dragon Nova, so if they're dumb and they Nibiru you after you make a Cyber Dragon Nova, you can then, the Nova makes a Macabre, the Macabre when it dies, so that's really cool. Most smart players won't Nibiru you. Most smart players will Nibiru you when you get the 2 Galaxy Soldiers in play, and they won't wait for the Nova just because of that potential. But if you see a lot of Dogmatica, or you're expecting a lot of Dogmatica, you can, their Dogmatica cards will send cards to your graveyard from your extra deck, so you'll pitch a Nova, and then the Nova triggers, and you get a Macabre for free. So, that's pretty cool, too. So the Macabre works as a flex slot, too. There's just so many things you can do with the extra deck. I could spend an hour just talking about what you could do with these extra deck slots, honestly. But yeah, this is just kind of how I've allocated the slot. This is like the Dugarez... The Abyss Dweller I pretty much always take with me, but the Dugarez can just be so many different things. It's kind of insane. So that's the extra deck, and yeah, not much. There's not really a whole lot of point in going over the side, but I guess I'll just go over what I have out right now. Like, you can do, like, Lance, like in the main deck, your tech slots can also be, like, like Lancias, Nibiru's, Ghost Ogres. Like, I've got all these kind of sitting in my ABC box, so these are all options. But my side right now, I've got, like, 3 Cosmic Cyclones for those pesky... there's so many back row decks, and especially, like, Eldritch running around, you want those. Red Reboot for the same thing. Get them. The extra Droll for the... Drytron specifically, but, there's a lot of matchups where it's good. Dino Wrestler for going second. DD Crow's actually really good right now. I like it a little more than the Ghost Girl. And then I have Called by the Grave and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then like a Harpy's Feather Duster, 10. I don't know where the rest of my side deck is, but there's there's a lot of things you can do with the side deck. This is just kind of like what I have sitting out right now, but I definitely like the Cosmic Cyclones. This is kind of getting off the point of ABC, though, so this is neither here nor there. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. I'm just going to change the battery on my GoPro really quick, and then I'll show some combos for you guys. All right, welcome back, guys. I did go over some combos in my last ABC profile on the channel. It was like an hour-long profile, and I did like 5 or 6 combo hands in that as well. So if you want to see more stuff that the deck can do, you can check that out. But I did have some people a little confused as to like the basic combo route that the deck can do, so I'm just going to go over a couple of those for you guys on this video. So the very basic combo using just Union Hanger, this is a 1-card combo. All you need is Union Hanger. So you'll play Union Hanger, it'll trigger, you'll tutor up a piece, grab, it can be any ABC, well, it can be B or A. I usually grab B first, just, on the off chance they do something. B's the best one to just have sitting in play doing nothing. So you'll play B, trigger your Hanger. Hanger will go get Union Driver. You'll remove Union Driver from play, and then tutor up A. Then A, you can unequip, and put it into play. Then you can link those 2 off and make a Union Carrier. And so then these 2 trigger. You'll generally put A and then B, or B first, so that you can't get ashed on this particular part. Then you'll trigger these 2. B or A will trigger first, you get back B, and then B will trigger and you get C from your deck. So you have these 2 in your hand and Union Carrier in play. So then you can use Union Carrier to grab Photon Orbital and equip it with itself there, and then pitch Photon Orbital to get Galaxy Soldier. So then this will be your hand, is Galaxy Soldier, B, and C. Then you can pitch 1 for Galaxy Soldier, trigger Galaxy Soldier, get another one, pitch B, Galaxy Soldier, overlay into Nova, and then overlay into Infinity, and then you can remove these 3 for Buster Drake. Then you can, generally I'll then absorb the Carrier with Infinity before passing, because then that keeps you from being susceptible to like Sphere Mode if they're playing it, or the Chimera Tech boss monster that can fuse with an extra monster zone and a Cyber Dragon. So But yeah, that's a 1-card combo. It gets you Cyber Dragon Infinity and ABC Dragon Buster. Pretty simple. It is susceptible at a couple of different points to disruption. The main piece where it is disruptible is on the part with the Union Carrier when it's just sitting out by itself. However, it is safe if you have a Galaxy Soldier in your hand, or if you have unauthorized reactivation in your hand, because you can then, if they stuff the Union Carrier, you still have the Galaxy Soldier in your hand to just go into the Infinity, or if they try and stuff it with like impermanence, you can then equip it with unauthorized reactivation, and then Bob's your uncle, equip it with Sea Crush Wyvern, and you're off to the races. Okay, here's another combo. It also works off of Union Hanger rather. This works if you have Union Hanger and any 2 ABC pieces. I'll just start with these 2 as an example, but it works with like any combination. So you can go Union Hanger, trigger, you search up. If you don't have C, you'll grab C, play C, Union Driver, equip, remove it. This is kind of your bread and butter combo to start kind of everything, as you do Union Driver, equip it with something else. So then you'll grab another C, so you'll go unequip, you'll have CC in play. You'll link off these 2 to make a Union Carrier. Then you get to trigger C twice. You put both of these into play. Link these 2 off. Then you can grab IP Masquerena. You trigger both of these again. So you grab the C. B tutors your deck for another piece, which I neglected to pull out, but bear with me. It doesn't really matter what piece you grab. So you grab another piece. Union Carrier, equip Photon Orbital, remove Photon Orbital, get Galaxy Soldier, pitch for Galaxy Soldier, get Galaxy Soldier, pitch to Galaxy Soldier, overlay, make Nova Infinity, and then you have ABC in your graveyard. And you make Dragon Buster. So then this gives you the board of, Dragon Buster and IP in play, so you can use Dragon Buster. You'll have a card left in your hand, so you'll pitch it to Dragon Buster, remove one of their things, and then you can go chain, sack this, bring back... Oh man, I made this a mess, but I wasn't really paying attention. But bring back all these. You'll have plenty of room in your battle area still. Then IP can link off all of these, and then you can get an Appaloosa. And that's, pretty simple right there, too.